In sports, the most effective coaches use a playbook. Those X's and O's help outline what needs to be done, and the arrows indicate the routes that plays are to be made. The playbook breaks down a team's strategy into actionable items in a way that helps each player understand where they need to contribute to the outcome of that play. In a business context, playbooks work just as they do in sports. Hi, I'm Fiona Gill, Vice President of Customer Success at Anaplan. I was a college athlete and coached my kids in volleyball and basketball, so I have some experience in this area. And I work with my teams to help coach our customers on how to develop winning strategies. Today, I'll spotlight one of the many university systems using Anaplan in their business playbooks. Auburn University is famous for its top-ranked football team. The Tigers have produced 3 Heisman Trophy winners, but the university is also one of America's leading institutions of higher learning. The university is credited with making a near $6 billion economic impact on the state of Alabama. With that kind of money come a lot of pressure for those tasked with defining, managing, and optimizing the school's long-range financial strategy. And that's just one of the many issues we'll explore in this episode of Stand Out. Joining me from Auburn, Alabama is Brian Elmore. He's the Assistant Vice President of Budget and Business Operations at Auburn University. Now, Brian is not your average CPA. He's also a big sports fan. When he's not in the business office, he's bringing Auburn fans to their feet with his rendition of the national anthem. For the land of the free and the home of the brave. Brian, you have an amazing voice. Thank you for joining me.
Well, Fiona, thank you so much for those kind words. Singing at Auburn sporting events is just one of the many passions I have.
I would love to hear you tell me about how you've integrated Anaplan into Auburn University's playbook when it comes to business planning.
It started with bringing our responsibility center management allocation methodology into the platform and associated reporting. Our strategy from that point has been to build out a model that allows for both a top-down and bottoms-up approach to financial planning while incorporating individualized models around some of our biggest revenue and cost drivers, a lot of which are specific to higher education.
I'd love to hear more specifically about those areas that are unique to a university versus another business entity. Would you mind elaborating a little on that?
We're focused on allowing our customers, which are our students, to chase their dreams while also performing life-changing research and public service. But the decisions we make in the finance office will have effects on enrollment, our workforce, research, housing, and any tool that we use has to give us the ability to tie all those together as a part of the vision for our playbook. For instance, do we need new academic buildings if we have an enrollment growth strategy that exceeds current infrastructure capabilities? Do we need residential housing, or do we need to procure some private housing in the city? Those types of things are the things that we're looking for when we decided to adopt Anaplan as a platform.
So it sounds a lot like you're really trying to make sure that you're dealing with the demands of today, but also anticipating for future.
Yeah, I think that's definitely an accurate representation of what my role is here. I have to make sure that our financial picture is sustainable long term, while looking at what our revenue growth opportunities are against known cost pressures and where there might be some potential pitfalls ahead. Those are the things that I focus most of my efforts on. And what my boss has tasked me with doing is making sure that we are capable of sustaining operations in perpetuity.
As the VP of Customer Success here for Anaplan, I find that the ability to balance that future planning with the on-demand flexibility with the macroeconomic environment, particularly today, is an area where both private and public organizations can struggle a bit. And so that sounds like that continues to be a pressure point for you and your colleagues at other universities.
I thrive on that pressure. It's really satisfying knowing that we're helping shape the future of the institution by looking at those downstream potential macroeconomic impacts. That said, Auburn has great brand recognition, so I don't foresee Auburn being in danger of closing the doors. But there are a lot of institutions in this region and across the country that might be at risk with an enrollment downturn that is
Mhm.
likely to come in the next few years, or that might be in peril because of volatile endowment returns due to economic conditions of inflation and fluctuating markets.
Just for context, how were you doing some of this labor intensive business planning before you were using Anaplan?
Well, we have an ERP system as any business does, and for for all practical purposes, higher ed is a business. But that ERP system, it doesn't give you a lot of flexibility for doing truly uh, financial forecasting out many years. Excel is great, but you can do so much more if you have a platform like Anaplan in place. Just one example I'll give you. We have an HR model that provides various KPIs about our workforce. It includes demographics like age, years of service, average salary, headcount, FTEs, just to name a few. In that model, we've captured retirement possibilities based on meeting the eligibility criteria for age and/or years of service. We've been able to proactively alert senior leadership and departmental administrators about the risk potential and enable them to prepare succession planning for their faculty or other job categories. Imagine if we didn't anticipate having 15 faculty members decide to retire in the same school year. The impact of that could have serious repercussions on the reputation of being one of the top 50 public institutions in the nation. Now, at the same time, we can look at that retirement data in a positive way to know we might be able to realign our workforce toward areas of growth. So it's not just a tool to sound the alarm, it also presents us with great opportunities as well.
So, is in my role, I'm just seeing this acceleration of other higher education institutions using Anaplan. But you were a big part of that building a community of sharing. So, do you mind sharing how you lead and leverage that community for best practices?
I lead the Anaplan Higher Education User Group, and people look to me and my staff to provide insight on the ways we have incorporated it on our campus because I truly believe in the power of the platform. I know of at least two SEC institutions that are using Anaplan based on references that I've given. And I know that there are a lot more universities in the South and throughout the country that are looking at taking the plunge as well.
If I could ask, what are a couple ways that you feel like Anaplan has impacted people in a meaningful way? Do you mind sharing maybe a couple specific examples?
Having Anaplan in place has been a lifesaver for me because we have insights at our fingertips to be prescriptive and anticipate how we handle headwinds that may come our way. One other example is the way we've been able to effectively manage our revenue expenses. By optimizing the net tuition that we generate from our students for the right allocation to those students, we've been able to grow in gross revenue, but also we're able to directly impact our ability to provide more financial aid in the back end so that we can help more students be able to afford going to a university that is as prestigious as Auburn. So that's part of what we're able to do with the out of the box thinking that we've done with Anaplan.
That's one of my favorite stories, I think. Excellent. Well, thank you so much. Now, if you want to learn more about integrating Anaplan into your business playbook, visit us on our website to sign up for a demo. Then be sure to follow us on all our social media platforms and join me again as I talk to transformational leaders looking to stand out using connected planning.